Alright, so today we're doing a little bit different of a video. This is a cold call I had this morning with a gentleman from Brick, and I'm reviewing the call and fixing the mistakes I had made, or what I should have done. A little bit different of a video today. This is a cold call that I recorded this morning, and I'm going to be correcting myself in efforts to become better at setting appointments and securing clients, selling real estate via cold call here on the Jersey Shore. So let's go. Today we're calling Brick, New Jersey. Oh, Gavin's getting on right now. Let's go. Oh, no, he's not. That was the recording sound. But we are cold calling Brick, New Jersey.
Hello?
Oh, hello? Hey,
Hello?
hey, Gerard.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Gerard, what's going on? This is Ethan Hines calling. I'm actually a real estate agent here in Brick. I was hoping to ask you a quick question, if that'd be okay.
How much you want to give me for it?
$2 million. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's it?
I was kidding. I mean, honestly,
Tell me what you got.
yeah, the reason for my phone call, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with real estate conditions right now. I mean, long story short, my job right now is to... See, there's 7 seconds of just filler words that I should have gotten straight to the point. I should have just ended that conversation with, the reason I am calling is because XYZ. And I have to work on that. I also have to work on saying, not at all. I say that way too much on my phone calls now that I've been listening to them editing these videos. So let's go. New inventory to the buyers we have shopping in the market, because the inventory that we do have is quickly moving, and typically we have multiple people that miss out on those opportunities. So I'm just looking to see if making a sale is something you're even considering in, I don't know, the next 6 to 12
What do
months.
you have to sell?
See, now he's asking and interrogating questions with me, which in these kinds of conversations, the person asking the questions is leading and guiding the conversation. So the objective, like what's going through my head right now in this video, is how do I come out of him asking me this question where I can address it, not even address it, scope over it, and then ask him a question to where of which he is then giving me the information to then set an appointment. What do we have for sale? I'm trying to buy myself time right now because I don't know what to say.
Yeah, what do you got? How many listings you got?
I mean, right now I got one up, one coming, and then a couple of buyers looking for waterfront. That's why I'm calling this neighborhood, or Waterview, off of Princeton Avenue.
What are you looking to spend?
I mean, I got one people in the $2 to $3 million range. Got a family in 1 to 2 that just sold in Little Lake Harbor. I mean, is this a conversation? See, now I'm trying to pivot into asking him a question so that I'm in control of the conversation. You're looking to have with the property, or?
I know what the house is worth right now. I got a lot of stuff coming up in the next few months of, graduations and everything else. So, I'm not going to do nothing.
That's right.
At this point. I mean, if I had to guess, I know that the house around the corner just closed last Friday at ask was 1.499 on a Cocos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it must have done in the $1.4 million number somewhere in between there and $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a 2,500 square foot house.
Yeah, and you're at
My house is bigger than that.
you're at 3,000, right? 3,100, is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the home worth to you? You know, is this a primary home? It sounds like you have kids graduating. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in the real estate business now.
Oh, you are. What residential, commercial? What have you done in real estate?
Anything I could buy. Anything I could buy and flip.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Cool.
So I know what I got. I know what it's worth. I know what I'm going to do when I'm ready. But right now, I'm not really ready to do anything. But I'm thinking right now the number's got to be in the 1.415. So at this point in the conversation, his kids are graduating. He clearly has a level of motivation. This is a lead. This is somebody who's going to sell his house and purchase a new home. The question is, how can I be the reasonable professional for him
to meet in person at the home and eventually hire him to market the property, represent his interests, and get the most amount of money out of the sale? How can I present myself as being that professional, to of which where he's willing to take on an appointment for me to meet him at the house?
Okay.
I feel about that.
I mean,
and I'm not even looking at anything. I'm doing all this on the fly, so I have no idea what the property really even pertains. Like right now, I'm probably copying and pasting the address link and looking at it on Zillow, whatever photos are there.
from what we're seeing, I mean, I'm just looking at photos online, and your neighbor closed at 1.4. It makes sense to me at 3,000 square feet, full, 2.5.
Yeah. My house is beautiful. My house is not shit either.
And the other thing is, when you're getting interrogated with, what do you think my house is worth? And he's going to ask some other interrogation questions that I try to walk around those objections. The goal is to not give him a clear answer because, number one, I don't actually know the true answer. I'm looking at photos from the property 5 years ago, number one. Number two is every single prospect has a number in their head, and no matter what I say, it's going to be incorrect. It's either not enough and they don't want to meet with you, or it's too much and they believe that you're telling them that what they want to hear, and then you're just some scummy salesperson trying to set a meeting with them and get their business by over-promising. So there is no correct answer to these questions.
But there is a house at the end of the block on selling at 3.25, but that's 2 doors away.
Yeah. That's
so I would think that on a block like that, they're not getting that block, you know?
Yeah. You got a gorgeous house, big lot on the water, nice dock. I don't know how old these photos are I'm looking at. I mean, it's
the original photos.
They are. Okay. Yeah.
What color is the house?
The exterior? It's all red.
What color of the house is red?
Yeah, red. Brown shingles.
Right? Yeah, my house is green.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so these are definitely old. So I'm sure what I'm looking at is completely different from where you're at with the house. What I mean, you said you already have a plan in place. If you know when you do decide to transition from it, what kind of plan have you already put in stone?
Now I'm trying to ask and solidify his motivation. He said he has a plan in place to sell the property. I'm trying to guide the conversation into getting buying questions out of him. Where it's, okay, you said you have a plan in place. I mean, I don't really know what I'm saying right now. I'm just gonna keep listening, see where this goes. I forget.
Oh, the only thing I gotta find something else, and if I do find something that's not gonna be on the water.
See, that's a buying question. I am now getting more information to then utilize as to then create some sort of value of how I can be the professional that he needs to get to where he wants to be.
Move off the water. That's my plan eventually.
Okay.
I don't want to really leave the neighborhood. I want, what I kind of got, but we're not on the water.
And with this angle, and I don't think I did this, but this is the approach of, if I could, because coming out of this conversation right now, if I could get you the house that's $700,000-$800,000, that's exactly what you have, but not on the water, at a reasonable price, and get you a top dollar buyer for your home, is that worth 15-20 minutes of your time for us to sit down and walk through a plan for me where I can get that to you? Something along those lines.
Okay. So you want what you got in the neighborhood, not on the water at this point.
Not on the water. Yeah, I don't need the water anymore. But like I said, I'm not doing nothing right now because I got too many parties coming up that I need to have a space to just have them.
That's fair. You got the graduation parties. You need to put the keg somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That's a bad joke. I think I didn't know if his kids are graduating. Well, I'm assuming now that they're graduating high school. So that was a terrible joke, but whatever.
Well, gotta keep up profile with the kids. I mean, the kids.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right, high. But no, but like I said, I'm looking at housing, and I had one that fell through. I made my mistake. I went with a realtor I'm friends with. When realistic, I should have just went and like I usually do in Staten Island, because I work out of Staten Island,
Okay.
I would have just made my offer directly to the listing agent, which I didn't do for the first fucking time, and I fucked up because she took an FHA loan at the same price that I offered, full cash.
Wow, really?
Because I was not a customer. I wasn't a customer.
Yeah, and she.
I don't blame her.
I mean, she took
the
double-ended and took the money.
So he was telling me about a frustrating experience he had in the past where he worked with a buyer agent which was his friend. And some people use the strategy of hiring their own representation as their buyer interest, especially if you have never purchased a home before, it is best that you have somebody representative of your own interest. If you buy and sell a lot of real estate and you have done it, then it may be worth almost self-representing yourself and going directly to the agent who's hired by the seller. And people use this strategy also because, and this is just how the industry is, that person becomes financially incentivized. That agent becomes financially incentivized to get your offer accepted because their commission is now tied to you, the buyer, and the seller. So, what he was saying is I came in with a cash offer with my own buyer representation, but the seller hired someone and had their own buyer client come in with an FHA loan at the same price. And the seller accepted the purchaser with the FHA finance, or with it was either FHA or VA, I forget what he said, with the mortgage contingency, even though I was cash. And the reason why is because the agent sold the seller on that offer because the agent would have made twice as much in commissions getting that offer accepted due to the buyer coming directly to them. Now, when I list properties, and I've done this before, depending on the circumstance, I don't know. It's part of the industry, I guess. But yeah, that does happen. That's realistic. And it is not ideal. That is technically not what the agent should be doing because they're hired to have a fiduciary responsibility representative of the seller's interest, and that mortgage contingency is not the best term against a cash offer. So unless there was something else to that story of how his cash offer was presented and represented, it should have been his offer that was accepted.
So I would have had a house done, renovated to sell my house in the spring, like that was my plan, but I don't. So now it's spring, and I'm not going anywhere.
Okay,
but,
that's right. And
but I appreciate the call. If you would have told me you had something maybe I was interested in,
Yeah, I mean, the reason I make these phone calls is obviously.
See, that's an opportunity for me to say, well, if I could find you something that you're interested in, is that worth 10, 15 minutes of your time? Or if I could find you something that you were interested in, I make these phone calls to bring inventory to the clients that are looking for something specific. If I could do that for you, would you consider doing something this spring after your graduation, after the kids' graduation parties? I don't know. I'm just tuning alternative routes to this conversation. Heck, I might have even done that. I don't know yet.
I'm in the business and looking for an opportunity to.
See, now I'm just filling in the conversation at this point.
I'm worth it. That's
what are you doing? Sitting around saying I'm a realtor?
Pretty much it.
So you catch somebody on the right day.
That's timing's everything. It's a volume game.
My house hit the market, and you got a real customer, bring them, because I big deals and.
Now he's telling me, well, when you see my house on the market, if you have a customer, bring them. He's literally telling me that he's going to be listing his property. He hasn't told me his plan. He hasn't told me. That's all I know. And I should be more aggressive later on in this phone call, which I ended up not being. But this is somebody who's going to transact at the end of the day.
My house is going to be probably one of the better ones on the market. But I'm going to tell you, everything I've seen recently, I look 3 times a day. I'm on every site. I was up last night. I'm on Zoom. I'm on HubZoo. I'm on the auction site in Staten Island to the county clerk. I'm everywhere. And as far as what I have down there, everything that's on the water, they sold in a week.
That's
Even if it's shitty.
That's what it's like
Even if
working.
it's shitty. Yeah,
That's what it's
so,
like.
I gotta tell you. I do like Point Pleasant too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm actually working on getting a bid in for someone on the waterfront over there. See if they get it.
There was actually a house that popped up yesterday. I don't know the name of the street, but it was like a sprawling ranch. I think it was off of a block, like a parallel to Mount Open Road, which that's not really the better part of Brick. But anyway, it backed up to the green space over there, and it was like a ranch, and it had like detached garages and in-ground pool. It was like 700, I think, or something like that. Or something like that's nice,
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in there and look.
We'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like, I know you told me to kind of keep my eyes out for when you put it on the market. Do you already have like a date and a plan and someone you're working with on that?
See, now I'm trying to interrogate him putting the property on the market. What plan do you have in place? Because you're doing it. You just told me you would. I'm trying to dig into I'm just trying to find out what's important to the guy, which I'm about to find out. He asks me his number one objection question. I believe it's right here.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you list that commission-wise?
The commission objection. Oh gosh, I don't even want to listen to how I handled it because I'm still working on these hardcore objections. And there are a couple of approaches. You have you're testing me right now. Is that what you're doing? Like, oh, you're testing my ability to negotiate in representation of myself. I mean, if I were to give you, that's honestly, I haven't even used that one before because I don't even know where that conversation would go. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna hear out what I said and see how I can improve that.
That's a fair question.
I work with realtors in Staten Island. I can have a real estate license myself. I don't want one. I don't let people lead.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people work for me that if they give me the right deal, which I already have the right deal. But I know in Jersey, everyone says, oh, we can't go lower than 4%. And I get it. But I still have someone that does it for 3. Because realistically, at the end of the day, you can tell me you got 10 buyers and then have no buyers. Once it hits the internet, it's going to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
Because the internet will sell the houses, not that no single agent where everybody goes to that person anymore. And it's always been like that. I'm not bashing the business,
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you.
I mean, I never like compensate.
See, he kind of talked himself away from the ejection. I should have pivoted towards, oh, that's interesting that you say that the internet is what sells the house. Can we talk about that? Because I have a corporate relationship with Zillow. Our head team leader is on Zillow's advisory board. Like, that would have been a perfect pivot for me to make, and I made the mistake of drawing this conversation back to commissions right here. I'm pretty sure that's what
get in the way between me and working with someone, depending on
Yeah.
what if it's going to take me putting it on the MLS and marketing it, the Zillow Showcase, and getting you a reasonable offer that you're happy about. If that's all it's going to take, and you'll sign the papers,
The rate is good. You're talking about $1.5 million house, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to be, greedy and say, I got to get 4%, like, how much more money you're spending on that, opposed to a $300,000 house, it's the same thing. It's still going to cost you a listing. It's still going to cost you a photographer. It's still going to, It's not really your investment. It's not going to be that much greater for $1.5 million house opposed to a $300,000 house.
Yeah.
That they got to be like, well, if someone's if you're talking an extra percent on $1.5 million, it's only $15,000,
Yeah. I mean,
so, just keep that in mind. Not with me or just in general. Sometimes you read a deal,
Yeah. I mean, if I see the house, I run the Oprah, and this thing's going to be as easy as bringing it up to the open market and showing the house for a week or two, and the price is reasonable. Yeah.
If somebody's on the ground on the water and they come in my house and just buy it, believe me. I know my house is nice inside.
Yeah. I mean,
hey.
hey,
It's the market, you'll see.
Once it hits the market, you'll see. He's literally teasing me right now. And I'm just letting him talk. I'm not setting an appointment right now. And I'm trying to think. I think where I was before it's interesting that you say that once a listing hits the internet, the house is gonna sell. I mean, what kind of tools out there do you think are gonna curate a buyer that's gonna emotionally overpay for the home? Just something out of the ordinary that will get him to question, maybe I should meet with this guy. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I don't know. If you have any feedback, comment, because that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to get better at it and improve. And like and subscribe as well if you want to watch me grow my business. That's what's up. All right, let's keep going.
Willing to make a reasonable deal, and I never let conversation get in the way, depending on how much work it's going to take on my end to get it done. It's negotiable. It's like anything. It's like if I'm going to sell a $1.4 million house and it's worth $1.4 million, and that's what you're looking to get, and you're happy with the net at XYZ compensation, and it's going to take, this much work and this much money for me to put in, then, we'll come to an agreement there. But, in order for me to do that, of course, it would have to make sense on your time.
All right? I'm not going to do nothing anyway anytime this summer, bro.
Okay.
I'm sticking around.
All right, sure. So you're sticking around. All right. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jordan.
Follow up. Thanks, man.
Oh, I will. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
See, and then at the end of that phone call, I literally push him off the phone. Like, what am I doing? Was there an opportunity to set an appointment there? I don't know. These are also circle prospecting. I'm literally calling neighborhoods. These aren't hard leads that showed I'm doing something now, and clearly that guy isn't doing something for a couple of months. But he might do something in a month and is just hiding it. And I have to interrogate the reality of that, or interrogate him to then open up and have that transparent conversation of what is really going on. Because 90% of the things that he said is definitely fluff. It's not legitimately what's going on through his head and what the actual circumstances and situation is. And I have to build a level of trust. And maybe that will come through the follow-up. I'm going to call this guy every goddamn week. So, we'll see. Right now, the only thing that I can do at this point to then seize the opportunity to secure that business is to call him every single week and be the aggressive, repetitive agent that somebody with this kind of personality would probably want in representation of him. Because if that's how I represent myself prospecting for business, that's probably how I'm going to represent myself when it comes to negotiating and following up with the buyers that are interested on his property. So if I were to rate myself out of 10, I'd give that like a 6. I give that a 6 out of 10. There are probably a lot of things I could have done better, and I believe somebody who is an absolute expert, or probably the best in the world at having these cold call conversations, would have most likely set an appointment with that guy. And I did not. So that's the end of the video. Subscribe if you want to watch me grow my business. Later.